Hi everyone, very short intro to this video because we'll talk a bit more later. But we're off to a very nice canal to have a walk and a look at things, and we'd like you to join us. And you might learn a bit, because we certainly did. So rather than me just sit here talking at the moment, we'll start off in the video. Come on, you might as well join us, because it's not bad. Well, currently we're walking down through an estate in the lovely little town of Gerstang, making our way to a canal that we will probably never visit, but not by boat, no, by car, yes. It is, yeah. That's probably what we'll do. So we want to take you on a little walk round this canal, and we'll tell you more about it when we get there. Been walking for quite a while. I think we took a wrong turn. I think we're getting close now. Canal Bridge at last. Well, at least we've had a good walk. Careful with these steps, they're a bit slippy in the winter months. That was the bridge, that, by the way, when a car's going over. It's only one way. Well, still doing bits of work here. People, that is. Bit of boat cleaning. Quite quiet at this time of the year. But you still get boat movements, and if you notice on this canal there are far more of the fiberglass boats, far more, and that's probably because there's more lock-free cruising. Now Glass and Dock and that, there's a few locks there, but that's about it, apart from one big expanse of water, which we'll talk about later. These blue signs are unfortunately appearing everywhere. No doubt at a big cost as well, but we hate them. We just
don't blend in,
they do not blend in, no, they certainly don't. Needs to be left like it was. Some of these things, if they needed to put blue, why didn't they just stick a little blue circle on the black and white signs? I said,
nice.
Yeah, it looks far better than those monstrosities, but they're appearing everywhere and they're horrible. For those who don't know, this is the Lancaster Canal, which is actually separate from the network, really, but the expanse of water you can go on is the Ribble Link, which a few boat vloggers have been on and made their way to the locks at the bottom. They're the only locks, like I say, apart from Glasson, is when you're coming on to this canal from the Ribble Link. It's not for us, that, you know, we've known a few people have problems, and if it's not quite right what you've got and you don't understand things, you can have problems. But we're definitely walking a canal what will never ever, I don't think, well, I know it won't, with us on board, our boat will never ever come here. But it is a lovely place, you know, the canals are lovely, but like I say, not for us via the Ribble Link. There's a little boat there, small narrow boat, looks about 20 foot. A very apt name, I think. Yes. People with boats, eh? They have many ideas. Some good, some bad. But that's a very good name for a small narrowboat. little bit wider, these bridges, than on the Llangollen and the Shropshire Union. Yes, you can tell they're made for boats of a particular width. Absolutely. Does look like there's a lot of linear moorings around this part of the Lancaster, because not all these boats are occupied as we've walked along. A few are, but not many. The Lancaster Canal, a bit of an enigma. The history is fascinating, it really is. When they thought about this, it was in the 1760s. That was just as the Industrial Revolution was getting going, and they thought the Lancaster Canal, if we can connect this canal onto the main network, we'd have easy access, easy access for transporting goods up and down, like limestone and coal and things for agriculture, you name it. It would be very, very useful and would benefit the area. That was in 1760. Now the idea was that they wanted to connect up to the Bridgewater Canal. That was how it was initially, thought about. But there was a lot of opposition, and it sort of went quiet and wasn't done. Even though they had approval, nothing happened. But it all came about again in 1792, and the design of the canal was thought about, and it was going to be done. Well, basically it turned out to be 3 sections, and they wanted to connect up to the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, so it will have easy access to Manchester and the coal areas like Worsley and Wigan. And the area where it was going to be connected was a place called West Orton. Now that's near a big town called Bolton, for those who are not familiar. And that was the idea. From that point, building started at the northern end, and things were getting completed by 1797, I think it was. They also built a section up from Chewitfield, I think it is, I hope I've pronounced that right, up towards Kendal. That was another section of the canal. These days that section is about the full area of the canal there. You've got 42 miles of Lancaster Canal, which is for cruising now, and then about 12 miles which is now blocked off, because when they did the M6 motorway, areas of that canal at the top section, I think there was 3 areas, were actually cut off. The good thing is a lot of it's been left, and you can see structures with roads going through, what you very clearly can see used to have canals. But you lost that beautiful section up to Kendal, which these days they're trying to get restored one way or other, so people have got the chance to use boats and get up there, because I bet it's stunning, absolutely stunning. But it didn't go to plan. And the usual thing came into it, money. Even though money was being made on this canal, pounds, shillings and pence, shareholders, etc. became part of it. And it never got connected. So you wonder how they did it. Well, a couple of things happened. There was the increase, you know, down in Liverpool, Ellesmere Port, where the boat museum is. That was a very, very successful port. And up in the 1800s, I forgot the date exactly, but Glasson Dock was formed. And that allowed a connection to the Americas, all the new developments with things coming in, and we can transport things, you know, the things could be transported out via the sea lock at Glasson Dock. Now, I think there's either six, I think it's 6 locks at Glasson. Now, that part worked, but there was a problem. And the problem was that the Lune estuary was very silted, and as boats were getting bigger and bigger, they were struggling to get into Glasson Dock. Now you wonder, as that was becoming a problem and it wasn't connected, the canal to the Lancaster, to the Leeds and Liverpool, the Lancaster Canal wasn't connected, a very unusual thing happened. They built a tramway, and that came from near Preston. Coal, etc., went on trams. It's hard to believe, I know, but it's true. And it was about 2 ton on each tram they could take. So that's how the connection was made. It was supposed to be temporary, and it was never connected. You know, it was again money, and that was doing what it needed to do for a while, transferring the coal, etc. And that's how it continued to be. Now, it did make money. Glasson Docks helped a lot there. It really did. Anyway, a couple of other things as well. It wasn't long, but unusually, on the Lancaster Canal, what also was very, very popular were packet boats. Now, packet boats took people up and down that canal. I think they used to go from Preston up to Lancaster in about 6 hours. Now that sounds ages, but it was unheard of then. And these packet boats used to get jam-packed with people to go up on, you know, on these trips. You wouldn't believe it. They queued for hours to get onto these boats, and they were always packed. That was another way of making money. Now, things changed a little bit, which, this is very unusual, this. Normally, when canals were struggling and that, the railways bought the company, like the Lancashire, you know, this was the Lancashire Canal Company, normally bought the canal company up. This time, the Lancaster Canal Company restricted use of the packet boats, and the people were using the trains, which was costing money to the train companies, because they wanted to take the cargoes, etc., and it was costing money. And believe it or not, it ended up the Lancaster Canal Company bought the train company, which is really unusual. Didn't last for that long, but it didn't. I don't think it did happen in any other canal area. It was amazing. So all this kept going, making money. The canal was actually closed to commercial traffic in 1944. That was when it was coming to the end. But it wasn't officially abandoned. In 1955, I think it was, the government closed the Lancaster Canal and said no more commercial traffic, nothing, we're finished with it. And it was nationalised as well, the canal at that point, not far off. And so the Lancaster Canal was closed. But, believe it or not, it was still being used. That stretch of canal, not through Chewitfield and up to Kendal, but the rest of it, that on the northern end, was still being used by pleasure craft. And that proved to be very important in what happened over the, in the more modern times. So the Lancaster Canal certainly was different. Now, the other thing about it, if you notice in the title of my video, I've called it the Black and White Canal. Now, there's a reason, and I'll tell you that when I finish this section. I'll just tell you why it's called the Black and White Canal. But leisure brought a new thing to the canals, the Lancaster Canal. It never was connected, but work was done by CRT to make a route to get access to the Lancaster Canal from the network. And in 2002, it was connected. Well, it was opened, and you could say it was the first new canal opened on the network since the Industrial Revolution. So you came from the Rufford branch, you go onto the tidal waters of the Ribble Link, and then on to the, well, it is a sea lock on the Lancaster Canal. That section can be a bit difficult. There's sandbanks, so you've got to be aware of it, and there can be strong currents. The other thing is, CRT recommend a maximum depth of 2'3" if you're going over there. They also say that your boat, if it's going over, must be able to travel a minimum of 6 miles an hour to compensate for the tidal water, what is obviously on that estuary. And many people use it, and they go up to the locks there. It's a tidal lock, there's a bridge there, and if you time it wrong, if that tide is up and the bridge is nearly underwater, you obviously can't go through, and you're then stuck on the estuary somewhere until the time is right. But it's proving popular. Your restrictions are, it's a 60-foot maximum boat what can go onto the Lancaster Canal, narrowboat. The other thing they recommend, it's very, very shallow, and they say you must take a plank with you. Now that does restrict boats. It's made us, I mean, we like I've said, we've got no interest to take our boat out onto an estuary on the sea. We've got no interest to do that and go on there. But the depth, the draft of our boat, if CRT is saying 2'3", and we're at 2'8", but it could be deeper because they tell you to have your water full, your fuel tanks full, and your boat can drop a bit lower still if you've got all that. So that could have got difficult for us. And also there's a brook there which does flood, but it can get very shallow when you're going in, when the tide's down. Savok Brook it's called, and it is just like a channel, and I think we'd probably struggle with that as well. But the good thing is it's open for people who want to do it. And I've really touched the surface there of the history of that. It's amazing. Anyway, just before we carry on with our little walking trip along and around the Lancaster Canal, I talked about the Black and White Canal. This is what the locals called it. It was never known by the locals as the Lancaster Canal. And the reason was very, very easy to understand. Coal and limestone. That was what the canal was used a lot for. You've got the limestone coming down from Kendal for building and agricultural work, and obviously we've got the coal coming up from the mines in Lancashire, Wigan and Worsley. So that's where the name, the Black and White Canal, come from. Told you it was a bit different. Anyway, I've told you all that now, and let's get back to the walk. We've not been in yet, but this looks like a nice marina. We'll go and have a walk in. Pity we've been told that the coffee shop is closed, which is a pity. But anyway, we'll go and have a look what it's like. Apologies if it's getting the wind noise, but my best microphone, and apologies for the dog barking, it's only doing its job. It could be a little bit windy just because of me coming out with my cheaper microphone. My other one's still in my bag back at base. Boats out the water, which normally happens when it's a project or they're just blacking. And there's a few on here, narrowboats, but still mostly the fiberglass ones, as you'll see later. But yeah, it's surprising how many people take on narrowboat projects. We've done it, like I say, in the past. I don't think I'd bother doing a boat up again. Mind you, I'm getting a bit creaky now, so I think it'll never happen. Another lovely building, and believe it or not, looking at it, these are the showers and toilet. Probably the nicest we've seen, these. Wow, excellent. Yes, no expense spared on them. Mindful of people's privacy as well. There's still plenty of plenty of holiday homes around here as well in this area, and there's a lot of people got the caravans and camper vans here as well. So I would imagine, well, I know in winter quiet, in summer it'll be an absolute hive of activity. Certainly will. One thing about it, it's really, really well kept. It certainly is. Obviously for safety reasons they've cut down a lot of these trees. Understandable as well. Quite a lot being done, not just there, but over there as well. A very nice marina that, isn't it? Like I say, unbelievably, when we were just trundling around, this car stopped and this couple, Robert and Carol, now apologies if it's some other area, but you definitely sound like you're coming from America over to try out the boats. But you were very complimentary to us. and it was really nice to see you and discuss some things, and you're certainly getting up to speed with things, with canals and boats and people who can do a good job for you or not, like we discussed. You're very much right on that. And you also told us of your plans to go and get onto the network, which we hope you really enjoy, because there's some fantastic places. We've done a lot of it now, you know, but if there's one thing we've always said to people, once we've done all the circuits and all that, we've got to love the Shropshire Union, the Llangollen at the right time of the year, you know, the Coventry Canal, the Ashby Canal. The Oxford's alright, but moorings and all that are a bit ropey. It's not brilliant, but there's loads of places you can go. The Colden, the Macclesfield. You'll have plenty of places to go and enjoy some wonderful times, as we have over the years on the canals. So it was great to meet you, totally unexpected, because we were just having a walk round, but it shows you the power of people seeing you on YouTube, even though, like I say, it's a long time ago since we've done boating videos. But like we've said before, we will continue. But great to see you, and we hope your adventures are as good as what ours have been over the years. We're just going to continue a little bit further on this little trek along the Lancaster Canal, and then we'll be turning round and making our way back
for a hot coffee.
For a hot coffee, yeah, definitely. Well, the rain's starting, so I think we're going to turn round. But as you can see, there are a few narrowboats around, and I think these are linear moorings related to the marina we've just been in. Well, very nice boat.
I like the flowers.
Yeah, very nice, yeah. Well looked after. I don't think we've any option now, Bernard.
No, get wet and make your hair curl.
Yes. So, back to the car pronto. We hope you found that interesting. It is amazing, because people, you know, they travel that canal. It's, like I said, 42 miles of canal, but it would have been a lot longer if that tramway had been connected. It'd have been from where it started near West Orton through to Kendal. It would have been 72 miles. But nowadays it's 42 at the moment, and about 14 miles they hope to open up on the up to Kendal from Chewitfield. In that little section as well, there's 8 locks and a tunnel. So, you know, it wouldn't just be Glass and Docks who've got any locks. You'd have that section as well with all that interest. And I think it'd be really special if it was opened. But it's very hard work and very costly. Will it happen? No idea. Well, I hope you found that interesting. Like I said, we did. We've learned a bit ourselves as well. Yeah, we had a really enjoyable time, and intend to do some more areas round there, as you know, round the Lancaster Canal as well, because there's some really scenic spots. So I think we'll have a few more walks as well round there. Okay, I think that's it. I know I was going to talk about some other type of history, but that's coming again soon. But I thought this one was a fascinating, you know, it's fascinating to get to know about. But all I can say for now, as usual, is ta-ra, keep safe and well, and we look forward to you coming with us on our next little video. See y'all.